Okay, so hopefully. Check, check, check. There we go. Hopefully everybody can see in here. We still got another 7, 8 minutes before the meeting starts, but I just want to make sure that this thing is actually streaming. So let's check. Let's see. Casey Bookie. And this does not say that we are live. Multi-stream is doing. Hey guys. So excuse the mess and stuff that's over there. We're technically still closed. Gotta fix that wall. Got everything else fixed so far, but yeah. Okay, where's the
Peg, you want to sit on the couch or you want to sit on a chair?
Sit on the chair.
I wouldn't be able to get up out of it.
That's my concern.
Okay, I guess we are streaming. I just, for whatever reason, I don't see it.
You want to sit in a chair? Huh? Okay.
Let's see.
Okay, yeah, we're live. Awesome. Cool, so we'll start in about 6 minutes.
Chit chat.
So all these seats up here are for,
You want to go get them? You sure?
Yeah, it was prettier yesterday though.
I was stuck inside all day.
I went to town. Are y'all through kidding out there?
Yeah.
How many babies do you have?
13.
13? Oh my gosh.
They're so much fun. You know, they have long ears,
Oh,
so
yeah.
when they run, those ears just fly out.
Yeah, I miss my sheep.
I know.
I don't miss shear.
the sheep at all.
Yeah, I don't miss the shearing
Yeah.
and all the other stuff.
Or the donuts of them get behind the door and dying.
And when you know, a sliding barn door, I got that much room in there. It was hot, and you went into the shade there, and it's like, when I went to feed the eagles, they had died in there, it just went, oh.
Didn't have reverse again.
Didn't have reverse. That's really stupid.
You probably had smarter sheep.
Oh, I don't know. I felt bad that one year I borrowed
I saved you a chair.
a couple of rams, Columbia rams from Corley's.
Thank you.
And I locked everybody up at night and I made them sure to come in the front pasture there. There was a missing ram and went walking around looking for him and found him dead. We still don't know whether it was safe.
Hey.
We don't know.
so we're here a little early.
Mike was too
You
upset.
want to do video?
Yeah, sure, somebody. But I mean,
Yeah, click on
No, I
it.
didn't.
Okay, cool.
But it
I just
was-
wanted to make sure this is going, and we are live streaming already. I wanted to make sure that was going, because we're using a different
that
system
one,
now.
Mom
Oh,
said
not
that
much.
baby would come out, and the first thing he'd do is start eating dirt. She saved him like 5 times.
Yeah.
She did find us.
Oh.
Let him eat dirt and die.
Yeah, let them eat dirt and die.
No, I'm gonna get started up. Can you see everybody out there? Ish, kind of, okay, cool. Here, and,
Everybody says she's getting around really well. She didn't have, it didn't take her too long to get in and out of here the other night. Okay.
hey, we're good to go, I think. Wait for Kenzie to get back. She's still got another 4 minutes or so.
It's Kinsey.
But we can also start a little bit later.
I saw the car was
She had to say parking. They came down and helped me clean and stuff. It's the first time she's really been able to do it since she got back from the burn center.
when you got home? That's good.
Yeah, we were pleased. Yeah, no parties in the pantry by mice, so one time we came back and it was just terrorized the pantry.
Well, I have a mouse under my fridge right now, but I've got 3 cats watching, so. Yeah. I didn't get it. They brought him in and turned him loose.
No,
Yeah.
that's not cool.
It's more fun to chase them
Being
around
a dog,
inside a warm
yeah.
house than it
It
is
was spa day
outside.
for the dog.
Yeah. Well, once they catch him, they'll take him to the bathtub and they can't get out. Yeah.
Marty and I were doing stuff, I just didn't try to get his tail feathers, we were belly hair, we got home to see all that.
Yeah, so that's good.
They don't require much of a haircut,
What?
so.
Mossy's more
You
here.
did what?
It's good.
Oh, yeah, no,
My
no worries,
next,
I wasn't even looking
I
at you.
get a shot
Where she's.
This
into May.
live stream, you can see it later.
About every 8 weeks. The worst part is driving to Boise.
Yeah.
They don't have something closer for you.
I know it.
Hopefully it's going out okay.
Well, they might have somebody, well, Dr. Ellis sends everybody to.
And,
So then last night, she was like, it's a kid, she wanted to play.
She's like, her eye dot was out
Squeaky
there.
toys and-
No, I'm gonna get my hip replaced.
What, have you got one scheduled
What's that one?
for when?
28 years.
28?
6 completed down there today, getting all the
Yeah,
stuff done, so.
yeah,
Not too many original parts left.
I know it. Well,
Believe me,
mom's,
the replacements aren't going in.
yeah. Mom's knee has worn out, but she says, I don't want a new knee, I don't wanna go through that.
How long she had it?
A long time.
Okay.
But she'll be 93 next month, so.
Bless her.
She said she probably wouldn't have time to wear that one out.
Yeah, that was to last quite a while, but she's a pretty busy gal.
Yeah,
She put some
she
stress
is.
on it here and there along the years, right? Just walking back and forth.
Yes, yeah.
I didn't stop at the post office, but this, it'll go out, okay. They won't make it here. I suppose they have to do it for them. Yeah, probably. So, yeah, it could be
Next week.
5 years out. Got plans for Easter?
Do I what?
Have plans for Easter? You gonna
When's
see any of
Easter?
your kiddos or anybody? Staying home, they come
Nothing.
here?
Nothing, yeah. So,
We're going back down to Nampa.
yeah,
Yep. All the girls have an Easter egg hunt for the living, so
yeah.
Okay.
go to that.
Good.
Dinner over there.
Well, at least you have a place to stay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, one of our other daughters is in Melbourne, we always stay at her house.
Yeah.
We have our own room, they have a big home, older home, but still plenty of room.
Yeah,
So that works out.
that's good.
To Mark about it for a little bit. Yeah. And my great grandbaby, born 2 weeks ago. I forget what day, I couldn't get on the phone. He was due yesterday.
Uh-huh.
But,
Decided to come early, huh?
well, he was induced early.
Oh.
Because they found the old city. They said that, his tummy wasn't the size. She was going weekly, you know, and they did the ultrasound, I guess now.
Market box.
And you found that his tummy wasn't as big as it should have been growing with, you know, especially at this stage. And so the doctor was concerned and they decided they would induce her the
I
next
hope
day.
they have a heat
It
now.
was a knot in the cord.
Where's the new one?
You know, and then when we delivered it, actually, around the snap, and he's okay. Just she came out so fast.
Yeah.
That was a blessing for that purpose, because a lot of the ones that happens to, especially with
Well, we used
That
to
day
have.
we were in there, the
Yep.
whole
Like
crowd
that.
was
We used
so
to
cold.
have-
you get deprived of a lot of nutrition and.
Yeah.
But he seemed to be okay, he passed all his tests.
That's
He's
good.
5 pounds, 14 ounces.
It's just like going to school.
Yeah,
He's 3 ounces now.
that's good.
He's doing okay.
I think
He's good and everything, so. I'm anxious to go see him, but I can't go until weeks after this.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
So,
We get all this.
gotta stay healthy. Yeah.
Well,
that's our
That's what I try to be real careful with Mom. We don't take her a lot of places, and I try to stay healthy because her lungs are not good
Yeah, that's what
at
people
all.
ask me is, how can this be in a building and all of this?
All right, everybody, welcome. Call the regular business meeting for today, Community Hall and Recreation District to order. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance and we'll get going. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, you guys, thank you for being here, everyone. First off, I would like to thank God for bringing Kinsey back here. Glad that you're all right. Glad that you're back. Amanda's live streaming in. Karen has other personal issues. She can't be here tonight. So roll call. Administrator Amanda. I'm here. Kinsey.
Here.
And I'm here as well. Previous minutes are in video form. We're going to try to move through all of this stuff as much as we can. First off, can everybody hear me okay? Yeah? Okay. Going to try to move through all this stuff up front as fast as possible because we have executive session coming up. But if anybody would like to speak, let's do that. Call Kim up first, actually, because she...
I need to rewrite the paper.
Okay, and she's not ready. Does anybody else want to speak right now? Come on up, Kim.
I'll let you go.
But just, we're not being rude. If attorney's gonna call in about 25 minutes, when he calls, we gotta recess and go into the executive session, so. Not being rude, if we cut you off, we'll come back and pick you up. Oh, let me, hold on a second. Sorry. Just for the record, if everybody wouldn't mind stating their name when they come up to the microphone, because it's getting transcribed now. I'll talk about that more later. And I think it's on. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, my name is Ken Alexander, and I have about the same question I had the last time I was here, which is, are you pursuing terminating the 99-year lease? Last time, I think you said you were going forward with it. Has that changed since the city council did rescind their motion to change the rental amount on sewer and water?
I think pretty much the only thing that we can say about that right now is that unfortunately attorneys will be talking about it.
So that's a yes, you're pursuing it?
No, we're seeking a resolution.
Or you
but
don't know?
We don't know, we're seeking a
Okay, well, that's good.
We don't know, yeah, that's the
Okay.
honest answer, we don't
That's
know yet.
fine.
Attorneys are going to talk to each other, as far
Okay.
as I know, that's what's gonna happen, but we'll find out when we talk to the attorneys.
Okay, well, you don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't know.
And the other question I have is the city able to correct the default? Or, I never saw the termination notice, and I'm not sure what default the city has 60 days to correct. And is it correctable, or has it been corrected? Or do you know?
Again. as
You don't
far as
know.
this- We don't know right now, yeah.
Okay,
Unfortunately, it's all gone into the legal realm, so we have, yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
that's all I wanna know.
Yep, appreciate it, Ken. You ready, Cam? Or does anybody else want to talk in the interim? Come on up.
I'm Eddie June Greenwood, and I have a question about the shape of the refrigerator in the kitchen. I heard you say you've been cleaning today. Was that part of your objective?
I don't know if they got to that or not.
We cleaned out the food that was in there,
Okay.
which was,
The gallon of milk still sitting in there.
Travis poured out a gallon of milk.
I just looked.
Okay.
Did you see me come out of there, Travis?
Yeah, the
Yep.
gallon
I just
milk
looked.
that's in there is good.
Okay.
Okay. It was pretty rancid the other day when we looked in there, and you know that, Danny, because you commented on that.
Yeah, when we,
I think that milk was ours, but when we left it
at the thing,
at Sherry's
birthday party, yeah, for the cake.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get to that, that's part of talking,
My accident, so I wasn't
yeah,
here to clean up.
talking about that whole timeline and everything, and all of that is, will be part of.
But the problem is
Yeah, later.
if it was left from the comedy place, which the last one of those was March 1st, if it was left from the birthday party,
That was March 15th.
that was March 15th. So it should have been cleaned out of there before now.
We'll
I
get to
don't
that.
care who left the milk there. I don't care who left the refrigerator in the shape that it's in.
Mhm.
But it has always been common knowledge that when somebody was done renting the hall, the refrigerator was cleaned, the kitchen was cleaned.
That's true, we'll get to it, we'll get to all of that timeline and how everything happened later on.
I definitely had plans to get to it, but then
Yeah, caught on.
Well, I'm sorry you had an accident, Kinsey, and I appreciate the fact that you are home. I'm glad that you're home and out and about. But from whenever the birthday party was, there was plenty of time to clean up the refrigerator.
I agree.
If we, yeah, I'll get to that later.
Okay, and later on your list is
Mhm.
the upstairs removal of the boards from the closet, and then on the wall inside at the gymnasium. Is that gonna be put back the
Yeah.
way it used to be?
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
well, not the way that it used to be.
No,
but,
no closet there, the way that it used to be
No,
is my question.
no, not the way that it used to be.
How come?
Closet stuff. Well, that was, something else I was gonna, let's see, that I'm going to get to later during my,
Your talk?
yeah, my report.
You're gonna explain that report to me?
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. Anyone else before Kim, who's hopefully done? Is writing fast back there. See the little things that have to be changed.
It's new milk.
So while we'll come back to Kim. We'll go into the officer reports now, if everybody's okay with that. Karen is out, on personal, but she sent this, we got here. Other hall rental, so our totals right now are 8,400 in grants, 13, the overall total is $13,173, and that's gonna go up, but the rest of it is grant money that Karen said that we got today. We've spent $150 or distributed $150 in petty cash overall. Not all of it got spent, I think she said it was close to $30, 28 something. So, yeah, it's like,
Is the backup generator,
that's the one that we just got. The backup generator money just came in, just got deposited. I don't know if she got a check or if I thought it was electronic deposit, I'm pretty sure. So I'm pretty sure it just came in, and I'll talk about that stuff, later too. Pretty short and sweet. Amanda, do you have anything?
I do not have anything at this time.
Okay. Kinsey? Nope. Hasn't exactly been here to do any work, so, okay, me. And,
Danny, can we get a copy of what you just put up there?
absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Let's see. You just want one?
Yeah. Just for you.
Yeah. Where'd it go? Oh. It's being slow because we're live streaming too. But, I'll get to my
Sutton about a date to put the roof on.
Can you come on up here, please, so we can get recorded?
I just wondered if you
Janice.
called him, like on the phone.
If we've called the guy about the roof.
Dave Sutton, no, we have not contacted Dave Sutton yet. We had talked about, oh, there's the print right there. Doing that, we're basically, Karen had to have some stuff taken care of, and then she and I, we're going to work on that. Well, not only that, but the emergency generator stuff, basically doing it all at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Cause they'll have to schedule it.
Mm-hmm, yep, exactly. It's definitely highly been on my mind, Jan, for sure. But there have been a number of issues lately. So, already congratulated Kinsey. Talked about Karen already. The dictation and transcription software is installed. We're looking at it right now. You guys can't really see it. And I don't know if it'll mess up the live stream if I do show you. Ooh, I think I just messed it up right there. But on the live stream, you can see that it's also being used as subtitles on the video. So it's working well. We're looking at it right now. It's pretty, I don't know, 95 to 98% accurate. It depends on, and I'm messing it up right now for the people watching on the video, but it is recording a transcript, and I've been doing it a little bit, messing with it. I don't know this happened. Okay, good. So it works really well, but there is a little bit of fixing that's gonna need to be done at the end. But yeah, pretty satisfied with it. Also began, I haven't had all that much time, but I began running the other videos through it. And it's doing pretty well with those, but it really depends on how well the, sorry, printer's messing with this too. It really depends on how well the audio is being picked up. Let me start over. It really depends on how well the audio is being picked up. So the other videos that I ran through it still have to be gone through, and a few things have to be corrected because the audio on those videos weren't necessarily the best that they could be. Okay, check. Okay, it's working again. But pretty happy with it. Should be able to, Lord willing, here pretty shortly have all the videos and all the transcripts from them updated, corrected. And then just like the old black bylaws, my plan was to put obsolete over the top of the old minutes that we put out there. So just so that the public, everyone can see the comparison and why we did it, right? Because there's a lot of things that were unintentionally, I'm sure, but left out, and some things are pretty important. So super happy with that. Thank you, Travis Rasmussen. That's my next thing. Cameras. He donated 4 cameras that are here for live broadcasting now, so hopefully all of this stuff will work really well for not only us, but for the city council. Getting to the grants, we did get the account set up. I don't want to be too harsh, but it's been quite a adventure getting anything done with the bank that we're using right now. It took us 4.5 months to get access to our accounts in the first place. And then it took even longer for Karen to get access to the government pool, which caused a lot of issues, a lot of the ones that people have issues with right now. But we were able, after what, like 5 weeks, a month or 5 weeks, get the 2 required accounts set up for the new incoming grant money. So that's good. And that one's there. Already answered Jan. We had a leak issue. There's a valve that is inside the wall, right there at the bottom of the stairs, going in the women's bathroom, and it's to keep water flowing into the floor drains and keep all the, like, sewer gases down. It's been there forever. It's supposed to have an access hatch, didn't have an access hatch. So that's what happened. It just, I mean, things in the water, it's abrasive, it's, I don't know if that thing's
Metal was hooked on.
brass or copper. There's things that shouldn't have been done the way it was, metal. So copper was going into galvanized pipe. It was good. I don't know what happened when they updated this place. We found like cast iron that's not that good as far as the pipings, and that's probably the 1949 cast iron, right? But I think, I don't know, the only thing I'm guessing is that when update was done in what, 2001 or whenever it was, that maybe they put new piping in there. So we did find some other issues because of that leak. Those things just fail. It's over there. I think I was gonna bring it up here so everybody can see, but you can't really see where the cracks are. It was basically just spraying out like a sprinkler. Came down here, and this thing goes into everything else that we were talking about. I thought that the only things, so let me back up. We knew that there were some issues. The kitchen faucet, the hot faucet was leaking pretty bad for a while. We had somebody come in and kind of Band-Aid it a couple different times, but it kind of kept getting worse. We figured we'll just get through this last kids' night, and then we'll shut down for a while, as short as time as possible, and fix things that we need to fix that prevent us from renting it out, not having water in the kitchen. Hot water in the kitchen's kind of a big deal. So, Kinsey decided to continue kids' night even though she got injured.
I should have canceled it.
I thought it was on Thursday because all the other kids' nights in my recollection were on Thursday. It was actually on Tuesday. So I came down here on Tuesday morning. Dustin over here donated a whole bunch of dishes. And I just told him, you know, donate whatever you want. We'll use what we can use and we'll throw everything else away. So I got down here about 9-ish on, that was Monday morning. So backing up just a little bit more. The birthday party, which was the last event that was here, was on, what, Saturday?
Saturday the 15th.
Saturday the 15th. These guys were super tired, and they asked me to help them clean. Can we just leave it and take a break for Sunday, and then when Travis gets off work on Monday, will you come down here and help us clean it? Absolutely. And then we were all planning on taking the day off and celebrating Kinsey's birthday on Tuesday. So,
When was the birthday?
The 15th.
the 15th,
March 15th?
yes, March 15th. So, the plan was to come down here on Monday evening, all three of us, and clean everything up and get it ready for the only other thing ready. Or the only other thing that we were going to do, which was the kids' night for a while. And then Candy got injured. So kind of everything went out the door at that moment. I started taking care of my place and their place at the same time. I was not down here much. I completely forgot about the kids' night thing, actually. And,
I didn't communicate very well.
no, you told me, but I thought, again, that it was on Thursday. So I come down here on that Tuesday morning, drop those dishes off. Oh, the hot water wasn't working. So they cleaned up what they could, and then they put the rest of the dishes in a box and put them back in the office back there, planning on coming down here, fixing that hot water, or taking them somewhere else and cleaning them. And then all of that happened, and practically nobody was here. I come down here on Tuesday morning, again, put those dishes in the kitchen. There's a little bit of water at the base of the steps right there, coming out of that wall. Can't figure out what it is. I go into the bathroom, the ADA stall, the rearmost stall. Looks like it has some water coming out of the toilet at the bottom, right? So I shut it off. I leave thinking I'll come back down here later on and I'll have plenty of time. I got a whole nother day. This is Tuesday again. I got a whole nother day to let people know that they gotta do the kids' night somewhere else if this thing gets worse. I go down, Travis is back in town. I help him catch up with the stuff that he needs to. I help him get ready to take the kids over to Kinsey, over on the west side. We're taking a bit of a break in the kitchen. scrolling through Facebook, and I asked Travis something like, "When is that kids' night supposed to be?" And he said, "Well," he said, "I don't know." And I said, "Well, because this, I thought it was on Thursday, this thing says it's on Tuesday night. What does that mean?" He's like, "I think it's supposed to be right after school." So, oh shoot. I take off from his house and go grab my big fan, come down here. By the time I get down here, everybody's here already. So I come inside, not thinking much of it, but there's basically a lake at the bottom of the stairs over there. That leak got way worse because I shut that toilet off in there and it caused more pressure, right? But I came in here, told everyone here exactly what I just told you. Sorry, I thought it was on Thursday. If you guys wanna do it upstairs or whatever you need to do. And let me know when you're done. I'll come down here and shut the water off. They didn't let me know when they were done, but I still came down here and shut the main off. The next day, we shut the water off from the city. Long story short, we got somebody, the plumbers came out and said it'll be cheaper if you have somebody else to cut open the wall and everything. So we had somebody come, cut open the wall. Plumbers came out. They found the issues. They fixed them. They put a new valve in there. Everything's fine, but he's got to come back and somebody else has got to come back and put that access hatch in there. It's supposed to be there. So I took pictures of before and after and all of that stuff, and with board approval, we'll get them all up for everybody to see. So that's pretty much how all of that stuff happened. So apologies, but the reason why this place was a wreck was because all of that stuff was in here. We just moved it in here. I just want to be very clear. Nobody ever has been living here. There's a couch here and a bed here because we're planning on doing Airbnb, and we don't even know how that's going to work out now. That's the reason why those things are here. Nobody has ever lived here. The rest of it, yes, we were planning on coming and cleaning, and then an emergency happened. You're right. But if anybody ever wants to volunteer to help out, they can. We've put that call out many times. Yeah, so that's pretty much that. You got about another 5 minutes, maybe I can get through this. So that's a leak issue. Oh, the sink. It was a grommet, it fell apart, that's done. Everything's fixed now. All the water in this place works fine now, except for we gotta figure out what's going on with that one bathroom. So I already covered that too. Gym, the closet stuff upstairs. So that all ties back to the banking stuff. Just like Airbnb, we figure it's not gonna take very long to get access to the money, and then we can, put out a bid, get the electrician up here to move an outlet so that we can put in the two closets, one for the ball and one for storing, like ladders and stuff like that don't have a storage place, and the big rooms and everything. It's a nice, good spot in there to do it. But that got halted as well because we need an electrician, we need, to be able to authorize, and we did actually ask an electrician to come, who just kind of ghosted after that. That's where that's at, and then all of this whole, I'm sorry, but debacle started, and I'm trying to get so many other things done, but that just hasn't happened. And then there's been medical issues with more than one board member recently. So that's on that, and the budget meeting, all of that stuff is what's gonna be the next meeting.
Here's the deal, folks.
The next meeting.
I've been putting up with shit for decades, not years, but decades.
You're on
Bad
line, Brent.
people.
You're on
No.
line. You're on
You
line.
people want me out of town. You want me to quit the dump? You want me out of town? Everyone, raise your hands right now. I've taken enough shit. I'm not gonna take it no more. This guy have destroyed my cars. He's destroyed the city dump. He's destroyed my home. And I'll tell you something, people. You go ahead and walk with
You're gonna get
darkness.
kicked out of here. Be quiet. It's not time for you to talk.
It's okay, Brent.
Oh, okay. No. If you people
Just
want
be
me out of
calm.
town, you want this guy to control your town, then raise your hand, right now, raise your hand if you want me out of town. You want me to quit the city dump and out of town? This guy's destroyed my life,
Brent.
my whole life.
Brent, nobody wants you to quit the dump. Come on. Come with me.
In the name of Jesus,
Brent,
stand down.
Brent, come with me, please. Nobody wants you to quit the dump. Everything's okay.
No, it's not.
that too. So, the ladies here, Amanda and Kinsey, have been talking to me for quite a while about getting one of these little wrist-bound voice recorder things, because there's been a lot of issues, people talking about how I'm living here, other people are living here, which is not happening. It's quite frankly ridiculous. We all have other things to do. These are non-lucrative positions, so everybody comes down here and does what they, meaning we don't get paid, they're volunteer. So everybody comes down here and does what they can, when they can, but since there are issues and a whole bunch of social media things going on, they thought it would be a good idea for me to log everything, and I thought that honestly, it's kind of a pain, but Kinsey and I were talking. I'm an advocate of like body cams for police, so not being a hypocrite, I thought it would be actually a good idea. Maybe we should put voice recorders or something on all elected people so that they can actually tell us what they're doing. So got this, what, yesterday, 2 days ago, something like that, and I've been using it. It works great. Thank you. Oh, is this for me, or is it for the hall? That's, yeah, no, it's so, yeah, that was pretty much everything that I had. We are, sorry, Kim, we can catch up with you when we get out of the executive session.
Fine.
We're coming up on 7:30, Dan should be calling here any moment. Yeah, so I think that we should go ahead and right now recess for the executive session. I'm taking a minute. Hey, sir. I'm doing well, thank you, spot on time.
So,
We just recessed for the
you
executive
guys are
session.
leaving or
We'll go to the
leaving?
office and then
We're just going into executive session.
Yeah, no, you guys don't have to leave, we're just going to the office.
Okay.
Yeah. Travis, can you, just kind of stand guard?
Not that.
We got it. I'm just kidding.
Just joking.
Stand guard, Travis.
That's our lawyer for the city, her name's Kim.
Oh, no. Is visiting with this attorney?
Well, she should be.
Yeah.
She should probably return.
But she hasn't.
She hadn't heard of this one yet.
I've been watching this
I know you
4
do.
months ago
I
on my
know.
laptop,
Yeah.
okay?
Are you sorry you came in?
No,
Seems a little nervous, don't he?
rambles, you know? So now they're in executive session.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then when they come back out, maybe we'll learn something. I don't know.
Well, according to the agenda, they will, I think they have to talk about a decision. You can't make any decisions in the executive session,
Right.
but they can come out and
Say what
And just the 3 of them make the decisions.
That's
It's
a
a
quorum.
quorum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, it's form.
Yeah.
Yep, so we'll see.
Eddie, you guys, did you hear that Rob Gaslin is not the accountant anymore? Did you
No.
hear anything about that?
No.
And Mark just said something on the phone to me about that. It's just like, no, you
Well, I
know,
will call tomorrow.
well, yeah, you can't get a grant if you don't have an accountant.
Well, it didn't sound like he did a very good job to start with.
I'm gonna
He-
go check
he
the car,
puts in
make sure that
government
Brett
account.
can key it on that,
He should have
No,
done that.
he come backing out.
Oh, did
Almost
he?
like Brett, you know, just after you
Yeah.
passed,
Oh, yeah?
he was floored and he was spinning his tires and come right onto the road, right into me. I honked my horn
Who was this?
and went around and
Danny was.
Brett just,
Brett.
oh, okay, in here.
Huh.
And he thought I was videotaping him with my cameras. And Brett-
Oh,
He didn't recognize me.
he didn't know who you were.
See, first and third Saturday for the last 20 years, and he
You've
didn't
been going
recognize
to
me.
the dam,
Must
yeah,
be when I don't have my hat on.
yeah. Oh, that could be, yeah.
I told him we'd to see him Saturday.
Yeah.
So when he turns his cash box into me, well then, I hold it for a while.
It's not Saturday.
But
Okay.
Yeah.
I might have to go on and see what Josh is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard that Neil and Annette lost a dog.
really, yeah, just like that.
It had a heart attack, the young dog.
Yeah, 4 years old.
Neil and Annette lost one of their dogs.
Oh, yeah.
He had a
Fell
heart attack.
over, huh?
Well,
Yeah.
it's the second time. Neil saved it the first time.
Oh.
And it went through this, and the vet said it probably had something genetically wrong with its heart or lungs.
Yeah.
Because he said, open the door, Remy ran out to get a squirrel.
Oh.
Died
Right
happy.
there in the yard.
What kind of
Yeah,
dog
died
was it?
happy.
What kind of dog was it?
Those Grauhaus?
It's one of those, like a German Drahthaar, you
Yeah.
know,
No.
pointer, they got whiskers and
Oh,
a kind of a speckled brown
Okay.
and gray.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is the tree guy coming up to your place?
I don't think, well, we might have one out by the shed that needs to be trimmed out, but Mom has one down there that's
Yeah, I
leaning
saw
over.
Don put that out.
Yeah.
Neil knows which one he
Yeah.
wants taken out.
Oh, you can tell. You can tell which tree it is, yeah.
Was it, is that the other third of the two that they took down?
No, I think it's a different one.
Who's your tree guy?
Cut apart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
The
from,
one that came out last year?
that's not Tony's from Baker.
No,
No.
Somebody else.
no, I
Cut
heard their
both
ad
out
on.
Baker.
Oh, they have Baker.
Do they
Yeah.
go around?
Well, he was supposed to be here a week ago, but, he had to go to,
Well,
on the East Coast to pick up
They
a new
came
truck.
out, Neil's been working on a fire suppression for us out
Yeah,
there.
they
Yeah.
were looking at some trees at the Forest Service when they were out here.
Yeah.
Earlier.
Yeah, we've all been doing a lot of work, getting things cleaned up, and then we
Only
get,
taken 4 years.
I know, then we get, a notice from our fire insurance, it's increased $600.
Oh, no, is that right?
Really? Yeah, yeah, I'm
Which
gonna
is against the
watch.
law, which is against the law, because they voted last year, Mark Bennett was in on that,
Yeah,
said that they could not do that, they couldn't use that map.
yeah,
No,
All they have to do is say, we didn't use that map.
Yeah, but just for
Insurance
enforcing it.
agencies were not
yeah, we
allowed
just,
to
you
use
know,
that map
they
to
know
base
that, yeah.
rates on your insurance and fire protection.
And I'll bet they tell you, they didn't
Cause
use
ours
that
went
map.
up too, not drastically, but
Did
it
it?
did go up, yeah.
Yeah, Mom's went up, but not as much as ours.
I guess you hear that they're gonna repeal that map.
They did repeal it, I
They
think.
did, yes.
They did.
They said it was
Mhm.
no longer valid, so.
So maybe the insurance will go down $600.
Yeah.
I don't know, we'll see, I'm gonna write a letter to
Probably not.
Safeco, and I'm gonna send that letter, and I'm gonna send pictures of our metal roof and our hardy board siding and the
Everything.
trees that we cut down
Picked up.
and,
We'll send that thing that they posted on, the end of the road gate.
Yeah.
That whole
yeah,
clip, so.
yeah.
Well, what I kept telling them is the catastrophic fires from mismanaged forest is what causes the problem. It's not
Yeah.
people's houses.
Yeah, if Polk Point ever catches on fire, we're in
Yeah.
deep doo.
Right,
It's
it's gone.
all
Up
that
here.
brush and all the trees and stuff.
Yeah,
that's
Manzanita's
got
taken
little
over, and you can't even walk through that stuff.
And that stuff's just oily.
Oh, it's oily, terrible.
Just
Yeah,
those,
the only thing that saved us is the whole east side of our house is nothing but the lake.
Yeah,
Well, that'll help.
yeah,
see if that fire can jump that.
All going is the wind blowing.
Yeah.
Where it's going.
Yeah.
well, we're all gonna be watching Tommy's owl house with his, he's got a camera, he built this nice owl house and put
I
a
saw
camera
it.
in it.
That's all right.
I don't know if he figured out how to make it go live or anything without him doing it.
I don't know.
Posting pictures. Yeah, he was gonna look into it.
Yeah.
They had a whole family of 8, but the little barn, or not, not barn owl, yeah, barn
I
owl.
thought they
Yeah,
were
burn
bigger.
owls,
Barn owl,
yeah.
the little short ones.
Yeah.
I don't know what we've got in the tower. I think they're bigger.
We've got 2 big ones out there where we live.
Yeah, there's
I
a
don't know
couple
where
big
I don't know
ones.
where they live, boy, they like to talk back and
Yeah.
forth.
They're hooting all the time,
Oh,
yeah.
They talk.
Great horn, they're big birds.
They're bigger, and
You didn't
they
eat
look like
hooters.
a cat.
Remember that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Patty was,
I have the,
not you,
No.
not you, Patty, but
I
Patty
had
Bradford
I have a picture that she drew.
of the Unity Hooter.
No, of the two owls.
You saw the
Well,
cougar,
that's what she called
right?
it.
You saw the cougar.
I saw the picture of the
The picture
cougar,
of the cougar.
and did you see Mom's fence? Something ran,
No.
they think maybe the cougar chased that small herd of deer through the, okay, there's her gate and there's a culvert and they've got kind of a fence
Yeah,
that
the
they,
chain link fence?
no, it's got poles and whatnot. Cause Elder's cows ripped through that last year and tore everything down. And so they just put poles up there and they had another wood panel. Something ran through that and knocked everything down and tore it all up. So, yeah, there's a cougar. We have yeah, I left my phone at home, darn it. Big old cougar down at Olson's, there behind where Deborah and Kathleen are living. Yeah, yeah, dogs, cats. Yes. Oh, there's a picture.
Oh my, that is a big guy.
It's a big cat.
And that's another juvenile. That's a adult.
I think what happened to the little duck that probably.
That's the A-frame down there on
Those-
the end of
I
the
had
West
those
Fork Road,
darn
that A-frame.
Fox the other day.
Olson's.
And I think they probably took off with that. So, and we do have an owl out at the shop. It's kind of a yellowish white. Oh. A little.
I think in the shop.
Yeah, he's, well, in the juniper right by the shop. So it's a real pretty owl. Not very
He doesn't
big.
eat your chicken.
Kinda hard on the
Not yet.
dogs.
Yeah, oh yeah, the owls are hard on everything. That's why when I heard Tommy was building an owl house, I thought, oh,
Get your chickens.
yes, chickens,
But these owls
cats.
don't do chickens.
They're too
Or
little.
cats, they do the rodents.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I got a picture
That's a
of two bobcats.
That's what they say,
Two
but,
bobcats by my garage.
yeah,
I got two bobcats on film by my garage.
They like
yeah.
chickens.
Mom one year had an owl come in through the little chicken house door and it beheaded about 3 or 4 chickens.
Yeah.
All they do is take the heads and eat them and they will leave the rest.
Oh, geez. Well, that's.
Oh, it's awful, yeah.
They wiped out all my guinea hens one night.
Did they just do them in, yeah?
Yeah, ripped their heads right off and,
Okay.
no,
No, an owl.
an owl. Owls are smart, you know, maybe they just eat the brains, I don't know.
That's a deal.
We've got them in the tower.
Oh, are they? Yeah, they are. Yeah.
And the woodpeckers, my gosh,
I got a dumb woodpecker over there, he's pecking on the power pole.
I know it.
You know, it's
Yeah,
like,
we've got
It's gonna bust his pecker.
not supposed to do solid wood, idiot,
No.
you know?
Yeah,
Peggy's got all her geckos up on the pool house shed, so it's hollow, but it scares them away, but they still get in there now.
Yep,
When I get tin cans, cover them over, paint it, you know.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, we've
We
got a
come-
flicker out there that works on our barn. He drills a hole and looks inside and then he moves over about a foot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but this
Fill
is
it up.
plywood, yeah.
Looks inside and he's got, I don't know how many holes he's got in that.
oh,
We
Yeah,
come
we
back
need
from
more
Caldwell one
tin cans.
time and a woodpecker had got in the top of the house. And when we come home, it just looked like it had snowed insulation.
Oh,
And
got
Jay
it
says,
inside.
what the heck?
mhm.
And so we got to looking and it was Mr. Woodpecker, been busy.
Busy.
They can make a mess.
We get one on the power pole right in our yard.
Mhm.
Hear 'em up there going
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
When I put up those birdhouses a couple of years ago, they're back, the swallows,
oh yeah, the swallows have been back,
so
yeah.
they're back, they're all flying around now, deciding who's gonna get in there.
Yeah, Muzzy brought one in the house this morning and turned it loose.
Nice.
Birds are kinda hard, they're harder to catch than the chipmunks and,
You are patient.
yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
But once they put those in your bathtub though, there's
brought that big old ground squirrel in here, it's been a few weeks ago, and they ate his head and left his body in my bathtub.
Oh,
So, yeah, I have the most sanitized bathtub in the neighborhood.
Surprise.
Cases of bleach.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they just wanted you to have that treat.
No,
That's what I did.
Jody was on Messenger, but that doesn't mean that they're there.
Sure, that's not Jody,
No, it's not Jody Clucks, it's Jody Bryant.
We went over to see him the other day.
They weren't there?
They weren't there, and then a day later, so I went by and I saw smoke coming out of their chimney. Then the next day was nothing, so
Huh.
maybe somebody, one of the kids came off to check on it, but I thought they went to Mexico.
They were in Mexico, I don't know how long they were gonna be there,
Wait for the snow to get away.
probably. Well, it's about gone, most all of it. Mom's still got some on the garden down there.
You got a lot of water running through that side too. A lot of water.
What's
I
that?
think it's just maybe covering wiring or something.
Oh.
It's just a piece runs back.
Have you been fishing?
No, John had the boat out the other day with Don and Jeff. They caught some trout, but they don't like to eat trout either.
No. Yeah, Don, they were working on his boat.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't hear any of my arms. Okay, I'll be back in session. We are, after that discussion, we're going to engage Dan Van Thiel as our representation. He's going to reach out to the city's representation and hopefully resolve this shortly. And that's pretty much all we can say about that.
You said that was Dan Van Thiel?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hey, what did you just say, Dan? I'm having trouble understanding.
Oh, sorry. We are going to engage Dan Van Thiel, I think. Do I have a motion, actually?
I motion that we engage Jan Van Thiel to talk or reach out on that.
To do what?
Represent.
Represent, yeah, second. Okay, we lost her audio, but we can see her hand. All in favor? Okay, so yes, that's what we're going to do. We're engaging Dan Van Thiel as
This
our representation in this matter.
The two attorneys are going to talk.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty much all we can say about that. Kim, would you like to come?
Am I the last on your agenda?
Old business, but other than that, yeah. Mhm.
Can you hear me?
Who are you?
Oh, Lord. I'm Kimala Parrott Hoskins, and I would like to address the board, if you don't mind. So, first off, I would like to say to the board, welcome to Trump's world. Attack after attack after attack, it's hard to get anything constructive done. So as a lifetime member of this community, and with generations of ancestors who settled the Burnt River Valley, and someone with an investment in the City of Unity, I have observed for the last 6+ months the level of division that seems purposeful and with malice. So I have a very interested stake in what goes on here. I asked for this opportunity to address this board so that it's on record, although most of my criticism will be not directed at the hall board, but at the city council. And I would never be allowed to speak more than one paragraph at any of those meetings with what I've got to say. I feel the community should be made aware of issues not brought to light, and I feel have potentially been hidden from public view. Let's start with the grants and the grant money that was given to upgrade the hall here. One, I believe, in 2001 for $44,000.
Well, I don't know, just to be sure, like, we have found some things, and as far as grant money goes, like, we just did an internal, well, I didn't, but the ladies did an internal financial review that we posted, later, and so there's not a lot of, actually, any documents of what the expenditures were.
There's no itemized.
Which
but
is-
there's nothing itemized.
Which is
But-
what my point is.
But I just want to be sure that you understand that that is legal, right? So I don't know when things changed, how it's increased over the years, but right now it's $250,000. Like any organization, just like this one, if you don't handle more than $250,000 in a year, you file an form in lieu of audit, right? So just saying that. And then when it comes to grants and stuff like that, we do have documents that say the city and the district got grants for this and that the people that gave the money were satisfied, right? And we have the amounts that did, but we don't have anything that itemized and sold. All we know is that they got money and the people they got the money from were satisfied with what was.
We can see that there was changes.
Yep, and we can see that there was changes.
But has it been made community-wide? Is the community aware, is there transparency of what was done with those funds, what it was given for, who it was paid to?
To some degree, yeah. I mean, basically all we are lacking is the itemization that we were talking about.
Itemization.
Yeah.
Okay.
And after a certain point in time too, just also so you understand, after a certain point in time, those financial documents don't have to be kept anymore. I wish that they were around just so that we could know and that we could learn,
Well, it all piles on to the whole specific of
Okay,
piles of non-transparency.
okay.
So that was, why hasn't this been made public and transparent? There's also, to my knowledge, many meeting minutes that are unaccounted for. And the ones that are very vague and very general, as you guys have come to learn. And it is my understanding that at one time the city was well over $500,000 with money in its coffers. Might be true, maybe not, whatever, but my understanding. And so why are we now only reduced to water and sewer, garbage, a gas tax, alcohol and tobacco tax to run the funding? I would question whether we need to have our own little Doge come in and take a look at some of this financing that is not transparent to the city and community members. So, while we're on missing records, to my understanding, some city records were found in the school library. Why and how is anyone's guess.
So in the charter, if memory serves, the city charter, I believe that the school library is actually the city library.
Okay.
The school playground is actually the city playground.
Okay.
Maybe the shop, don't quote me on that one, but I do know that, as far as records, I do believe that there, at least backups were stored there at one point in time, and maybe other people can correct me at this. There's a whole bunch of stuff down at the old Stratton store too, and then we found documents that said things from the hall. That was actually Stratton store was the official storage place for who knows.
That's
how long,
weird.
Right, yeah. Well, Larry was the mayor, and I don't even know if he was on the hall board or whatever, but that's how they did it then, is all.
Okay.
If you know that, records were bouncing from house to house
Mhm.
throughout.
But the point is, the information, the box or boxes that were there at the school disappeared after someone volunteered to help in the library. Someone who has never volunteered before or since, to my knowledge. We'll have to ask Eddie June
Well, I can tell you.
a city councilor member, those questions, where those boxes are and why they disappeared from there.
Okay.
On to other matters I would like to address. The issue of this last winter and the obsession of a couple city council members attacking this board nonstop. The picture taking and posting on Facebook, a social media platform which is, in my opinion, very unethical, immoral, and inappropriate. It's for a city council member to villainize hall board members. It's disgusting. It is a serious violation for someone to and for someone involved in running the city to bring such attacks via social media. Poor taste. Bringing a daughter's Facebook post to attack a member of this board should have never been a bandwagon for people on social media to jump on and to support that very thing. Is this behavior of a city council member appropriate for this community? Something to ask yourself. Should there be no consequences for such behavior? We have a level of racial discrimination, in my opinion, because it all points back to Danny as a race. It has become quite obvious. Let me address the city sewer issues. That is being swept under the rug by city council. My opinion, my thoughts, my observances. Blaming homeowners when the excess water issue has been well established for 25 plus years is very irresponsible of city officials. There was an attempt to put a ditch in the Ross Field above the city limits with city funding. And I've been told in the last 13 plus years that it's not a city issue because it's outside city limits. That comment coming from our city administrator several times. But apparently it's not true since the city has already peed on that job, which is a construction term for those that wouldn't understand, the peed on comment. Okay, that's what Tim taught me that. So I feel like as a community member, and although I can't vote city council, I can't vote hall board, I'm not in the district to vote that way, I would encourage other community members to get involved, ask questions, make the city council be more accountable. The community has a responsibility to make that happen. And maybe the city is in need of new leadership. And on my last note, I will say, aren't we glad there was no social media when we were younger and raising our kids and living our life with all of our own sins? So, let the sinless cast the first stone. Some of us would perhaps be very embarrassed, possibly in jail. I have more, but I will land there, and hopefully the community will take this to heart and think about other things instead of pointing their fingers at this hall board. And if you don't live here, you really don't have a voice. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. I'm just gonna let that sit where it's at. There are certain portions of it that we could definitely comment on, but, I personally would rather not. Do you have anything to say about it?
I just think that with what was said, it would be good for the community individually to do their due diligence and to pay more attention and to actually help instead of just laying blame, because we're all a community whether we like it or not. We're all here together. And my kids live here, and I hope that there will be a future here for everybody. So
So I guess the only thing that I would say is that I would caution, just one point, people that aren't here, don't live here, but love this place, have lived here, whatever, no matter what your connection is to it or seeing it, I would caution everyone to not get too wrapped up in things that they hear on social media that are unverified and most of the time unverifiable because they are not true. We saw 30-something people, 35, 36 people here when this whole debacle started, and it's all dwindled down. And so is the support for those who, quite frankly, proverbially want my head. I would also encourage everyone, especially with apparently a recall coming up, I would encourage everyone to spend, as Kinsey said, time, set aside time in your life to do due diligence and go back and watch all of the meetings, all of the available meetings, not just us, but the relevant city council meetings that are also up on the Hall Facebook page. I have not spoken to a single person that has spent the time outside of this situation, especially people that haven't come to meetings and stuff like that. I have not spoken to a single person that has dedicated that amount of time in due diligence, civic duty, that does not understand the position of the board right now. Everyone has expressed to me that they do not understand the position of the opposition, they do not understand the position of the city council. They can't wrap their head around it, and quite frankly, neither can we. But that's all I have to say on that. Old business, I kind of actually sort of covered some of it. There's not much. Oh, I can think of one thing, the most important thing. Now that transcription and the broadcast and all that stuff is going, we can start focusing on getting the website done. Everything is there. I talked about it 1 or 2 meetings ago. It's ready. It's just I was working on it with this little Chromebook and pretty much impossible. I got this down here. I got other technological priorities, including a printer and all of that stuff taken care of. So now, hopefully collectively, we can move forward with getting the website done. Can you think of any other old business?
No, not this time.
Amanda? Anything? She's good? All right. You're the only one that can make a motion to adjourn because we can't hear her.
All right, I motion that we adjourn this meeting.
Second? Raise your hand, all in favor? Okay, we're adjourned. Thanks everybody for being here. That's what happens when you go back to the microphone.
Look yourself up.